Hi everybody, it's Huang Pham here. Today I'm going to talk to you about 3 things that I do not encourage you to do if you want to improve your sight reading. Now, these 3 things that I'm about to mention have one thing in common. They are not necessarily rules never to be broken, but these things in general don't directly help you with the skill of sight reading at the piano. Let's define what that is. That is the ability to read music and to be able to translate that somehow through your brain down to your fingers in order to get you to play a piece of music. And so if we're trying to achieve that, I think these 3 things, however seemingly useful they may be at first, I don't think they're the best, or at least not the direct path to you succeeding in improving your sight reading. So I'll go through them one by one. Number 1 is when people write the names of all the notes into their score. At first, this may help you because it makes the process of identifying the notes a lot quicker. Whilst it may be helping you at the beginning, it ultimately does not serve as a direct method to improving your sight reading, because if you do this too much, you will end up relying on reading the letters that you've written all over your score rather than identifying where the notes are in relation to the line, what clef, whether it's sharp, all that sort of information that you need to come to terms with, and then be translating that through your brain and down to your fingers. I don't encourage students to do that too much, if at all, to be honest. A little bit is okay to help you at the beginning. Say if you've got a specific note that you're always forgetting, then perhaps writing in a specific mention of that note in your score is going to be useful. But if it becomes something really chronic, where if there are 500 notes in the score and you're actually writing down 500 letter names in the score and that's how you read the music, I think that that's counterproductive. The second thing that I don't encourage is to watch those YouTube videos where there's the person playing and there are highlights of the keyboard telling you which key to press. Now, this is not totally without use. For people who wish to be able to learn a piece of music quickly and who are very good with patterns and are prepared to put in the time and effort to learn music this way, it's a very legitimate way to learn how to play music on the piano. I'm not here to tell you that you should or should not be doing that as a choice. But if you are wanting to improve your sight reading, then this is really not one of the things that has anything to do with sight reading music at the piano. Because once again, when you're sight reading music, you're reading information from a musical score and then translating that through your brain down to your fingers to tell you what to do at the piano. So by spending the majority of your practice time watching these videos on YouTube, working out where your fingers should go in relation to the highlighted keys, this is ultimately not going to help you at all, I'm afraid, in sight reading. So I really do not encourage this sort of learning if the end point is to improve your sight reading. So the third thing that I don't necessarily encourage most of the time is to always practice the hands separately at first. You have to be very careful. You practice hands separately in order to diagnose a certain problem. And you do that also only when you simply don't have the ability to do both hands together. In these cases, then it's very legitimate to begin the right hand first or the left hand first and then put them together later. But if you're already at the point where you can do both hands together, then I really always encourage you to do both hands together, because ultimately sight reading is about being able to play both hands together whilst reading the music. Be very careful that when you're practicing that you're doing only those things, or that you at least prioritize only doing the very things that will give you a direct pathway towards improving the very thing that you want to improve. So those are my 3 tips for practicing a little bit better. And leave your comments below, agree or disagree, and happy practicing, everybody. See you next time. What is your favorite food?
What's your favorite food? My favorite food is Mommy's milk. Yum, 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 yum. Hi everyone, my name is Anne and this is Akira. And Akira is making a special appearance on Huang's talk show. Hello.